Welcome back to my channel. On today I will be making griot, which is a fried pork. We're using the pork shoulder, and what we have here is sour oranges. Okay, so I cut it in half, I squeeze it all over our meat, and I allow this to sit for about 15-20 minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and rinse it with cold water. And once I do that, I'll come back and show you what I do next. All right, as you can see, I went ahead and rinsed it off so it's nice and clean. So now we're gonna go ahead and do it old school. This is called a pilon, okay? And this is what we use to mash up our epis, okay? We used back in the day, okay, before we had blenders. All right, and this was my job in the kitchen when I was 4 to 5 years old. All right, so what I have here is just some scallion, green onions, and some bell pepper. Okay, I have some green bell pepper in here as well. And all I'm gonna go ahead and do is just use this to mash it. And I'm not adding anything else because I want to keep it as close to how my late father used to make griot back in the days, okay? I have a piece of fresh sour orange. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Just this way we don't get all the seeds in there. And I'm gonna squeeze it. Oops, there's a lot of juice in here. And this particular sour orange I get from my mom's backyard. She has a tree. Okay, so we squeeze a nice amount because you want a nice amount of acid in your griot. All right, now I'm going to remove, and if you notice, I did not mash it all the way, which is fine. We just want to mash it down a little bit so we can get all the juices flowing from our onion and our bell pepper. Okay. I mean, you can add whatever you want to yours, but I just want to show you how growing up my parents did it, and it was delicious. Now we're going to take a hot Scotch bonnet, but as you can see, I'm removing the seeds because the seeds is going to make it too spicy. So I'm going to get rid of the seeds. Okay, and then we're going to cut our Scotch bonnet into 2 pieces. I'm going to put that in like that. And for seasoning, I will only use salt, and I'm using one of the coarse salts. You don't want to overdo it. That should be about good. And now you want to go ahead and mix everything together, and then we're going to allow this to marinate overnight, and trust and believe that this is going to be delicious. It smells outstanding. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'm going to set that aside, and once it's marinated, I'll come back and show you what I do next. All right, our meat has been marinating, so what I'm going to do is just add it to our pot like this. Move it around just a little bit. I want to add 1 garlic, but before I do it, I want to press the garlic like this, kind of mash it up just a little bit. Add that in. I want to add some fresh thyme and fresh parsley. I'm not tying it up, I'm just putting it in just like this. We're gonna cover it. And we're gonna allow this to cook. I'm not gonna add any water. My stove is on high. It's gonna produce its own liquid, okay? So we're gonna allow this to cook. All right, this is about 5 minutes in. I just wanted to show you how it produced its own liquid. And I turned my stove from a high to a number 2 because I want this to slow cook. See, it's still producing liquid. It smells amazing, guys. Okay, so we're gonna allow it to continue to cook. Okay, on a number 2 until nice and tender. For any reason, keep an eye on it. If the liquid evaporates, then you want to go ahead and boil some water and add just a little bit of water because you do not want to compromise your flavor. Okay. All right, this has been cooking for a while. Okay, and I have not added any water because like I said, I've been cooking it on a low. But what I did was every now and then I just came in and kind of stir it up. Guys, it smells fabulous. And then I did taste the liquid. Very, very tasty. And the way you want to check to see, because I don't time it, I just come in and I use my spoon and see how soft that is. Okay, that's telling me that it's nice and tender, so it's ready for me to deep fry. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my stove off. We're gonna go ahead, make sure you get all the majority of the liquid out. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in the oil. We're gonna deep fry it until golden brown. And nice. All right, guys, here is our fabulous, fabulous, fabulous griot. I'm gonna go ahead and serve it with some plantains, rice and beans.